Hello? You distracted me, man.
Sorry,
Holy fuck, man.
Sorry.
That's the first time I balls with the intro.
sorry.
Damn it. Hello. And welcome to episode 24 of the Kicking Back podcast. Today I'm joined by Ellen Beth Abdi. How are you, Ellen?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you for coming on today.
Hey, no worries.
We're going to have a
Anytime.
fucking laugh, let me tell you.
Well, we'll
We'll
see
see.
about that. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That'll be the decider.
Okay. We'll see. Matthew.
Try.
Hello.
Hi, Bradley.
I'm all right, man. How are you?
Really good, man. Really good.
Great t-shirt, by the way.
Thank you. It's the first time we've ever not worn it at the same time.
That's true.
You've both got the same Michael Bolton t-shirt.
Well, because we both went
We're
to
in
the same
gig.
The same
And
gig.
we're both equally pissed.
Excited.
Excited, yeah.
So excited.
Wow. Yeah.
What
Cool.
do you think?
Are you an
Cool.
are you an appreciator of the Bolton? It's a very it's a fine not many people are.
I think like his memeability is like monstrous. Like there's a lot of content there, but I think he's got a great voice. It's just funny. It's just there's something innately funny
Yeah.
about his existence and like the way he goes
Definitely.
about things
Yeah.
and just the sheer like intensity and like glamour of his shows.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it started as a joke, didn't it?
It's
It
like,
did start
guys,
as a
check
joke.
out this guy.
It's like, can you fucking believe it? I was like, I can't believe it. And then it started as a joke and turned into a love, There's
Yeah.
Yeah.
a passion.
It's like when you ironically start saying something, it becomes part of your vernacular. Yeah.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Who hurt him, though? That's what
I don't know. I'm not sure he has been hurt, to be honest, man. 'Cause he doesn't. He's one of those people where he sings like, I don't fucking believe you, man.
Yeah.
Damn, it sounds good.
But I'm here for the ride.
Yeah, exactly. The journey. So, Ellen, for the people at home that don't know who you are, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, I am a singer. I play keys, play flute just a little bit. And yeah, just been kind of writing my own music for like a couple of years now.
Right.
Kind of just starting to out it into the world recently. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool to start the journey.
Yeah,
basically.
definitely.
Yeah.
I really like your stuff from what I've heard of it. Me and Mark watched a live stream of you like a few months ago.
Oh
you
yeah,
did.
yeah,
Fuel,
yeah.
I think?
No, it looks like Fuel, but it's in Atherton,
Okay,
like
cool.
near Bolton. But yeah, just got like approached by these people who got some money from the Culture Recovery Fund.
Right.
Cool.
So I was like, yeah, sure, a gig. So that was like first ever gig, even though it was like a live stream. But yeah, I was like, message Paige. I was like, can you help me? And then we did it. Yeah, it was great. It was really fun and really scary. And I spent like 2 weeks with my loop pedal going crazy. But it was really good. And I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I think for a first gig, it's I
definitely.
was pretty
man.
pleased with it. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
wore my mum's old suit for it as well.
Yeah, that was a hell of a suit. I remember seeing that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's very
Absolutely.
80s.
Yeah.
It's just it's a good cheap option,
Yeah. So, how would you? And I don't know. Most people hate this question when I ask it, but I've got to ask it. How would you describe what your music sounds like?
Sounds like
Yeah.
it's definitely, I think it's like pop basically, but there's like soulful undertones and very electronic pokey synthy elements, and yeah, try and be clever with the lyrics, not too clever, you don't want to alienate the audience.
Nah, that's it, yeah.
So yeah, kind of a mixture of all of those things. I think because everything is different that I write as well, I try and keep an element of surprise, or that it just keeps popping up the element of surprise. So I keep surprising myself with stuff that I write, which is good because it means it's like a varied set. And just want to write more music basically.
Yeah.
Expand there.
With the loop pedal thing and with having Paige involved, is that going to be your format
So
going forward?
we've not played together with
Okay.
the loops yet. Also, I don't time my loops with a metronome, so it's all just like the grid is like what I say it is basically.
Right.
And
Cool.
actually, one of the songs I wrote recently was accidentally in between F and F sharp.
Great.
And in a like weird time signature, but only by accident, because I've just been singing all day and not around any instruments. And all the instrument, like I play keyboard, so unless you've got a pitch bend, you can't really go between notes. So when I realised, because I tried to work out all the harmonies, when I did this gig, I was like, okay, cool, I can do that. Because all my loop jams I just do them, record it on my phone or into Logic and like forget about them. And I was like, oh no, I'll try and like perform it. And literally working out the close harmonies that I'd sung, it was so hard. Like, and I was like, I wrote this. Like, why can't I figure it out? Like, it's really frustrating. And to make it even harder, I couldn't play the notes on the keyboards because it was all like half a semitone out, which was
just stinks.
Frustrating to begin with, but then it's just like you just got to use your ear to figure out what you've made, which was fine. Just like the shapes and stuff. But that was a really good exercise in like finding out how to perform something. And I think next time I write something on the loop pedal, I will know to record each bit, or just get better practice with it. Totally. Basically,
we've all been there trying to learn songs before, like Beatles tunes for a gig.
Oh my gosh!
And like you either retune your guitar to it. If you have a keyboard, you're screwed. But then that gets old, especially there's a few in the same set that are slightly out by different amounts. So you just get, and then you just like, right, I'm just gonna suck this up and just like.
Well, it's like what's the Radiohead tune? No Surprises. And it was on the Fisher Price harp.
Yeah.
So they tuned everything to match the kids' toy rather than everything. I love stuff like that though.
Yeah,
I think it's great.
That tune just sounds beautiful as well.
Yeah, in the in-between land.
Yeah. But I swear you can feel it sometimes.
Definitely. Yeah, I think so. And it's completely westernized, the view on harmony anyway. Yeah, so it's like microtones appear in so many different cultures just like naturally. It's not like this crazy microtonal thing. We've just been taught that there's 12 notes, but there's like way more than 12 notes, and they make you feel different ways. So big up the Eastern harmonics.
Have you guys ever seen the thing where it's like a keyboard with all the microtonal thing? It's like a weird red foam thing, but you can do like, here's a major chord, like just C, G, but then you've got here's a major chord, but C and the E's like a little bit flatter, and then the G's like kind of sharp. It's crazy how much of a difference you get. Like, and it's not in sound; it's like it's just emotion.
It's feel.
It's wild.
Yeah, it's very cool. Very cool. I can imagine like getting into all that is a whole different crock of stuff, but I can imagine it's a really cool hole to dive into.
Yeah, man, definitely. So I was going to ask you about your writing process.
Oh yeah, writing process.
Yeah, writing process.
Lovely.
So tell me a little bit about that. Is it
keeping up the Cockney? Because I would love to do that.
Should just do it for the whole.
I've got a terrible Cockney. I'm going to say I
do it sometimes when I'm drunk. Yeah, just adopt a Cockney. It's like an alter ego. So.
I used to go like Irish when I was like really pissed.
You still do.
I still do it.
Only when you're really
on purpose
pissed
or not?
Well, no, not on purpose. It just happened.
There's always that one friend who does the drunk Borat for the whole night as well. It's like, this hasn't been funny since 2007, man.
No.
But it's so funny when you're pissed. Or you think it's funny to other people. I'm not saying I'm that guy, by the way. Just a disclaimer here.
Okay.
The writing process. So tell me a little bit about what
the writing process.
Yes,
I'll get them a synthesizer. No. I'm so sorry. I couldn't not do that. But great question. Some songs are on the loop pedal, and I'll just like box off an afternoon just like singing. Most of it is horrible, and then like often I'll like sample the loops, so like play it back in using the sampler on Logic, or literally chop up the audio, which creates like, I think, like cool grooves. All the songs are so different. Like sometimes I'll have chords on the piano and just like play them until something happens. But yeah, I'm still working it out. I think a lot of it is keyboard based. So I've got this little Casio MT68, which is like my baby, and I use that a lot. I really like the kind of detuned modulation on the keys. Use a lot of Rhodes as well. But yeah, I when I first started writing my solo stuff, unless the song came really quickly, what I'd struggle with was like writing the melody and lyrics, because I'd always done that in like Bellamoth, for example, which is like a band I used to be in, and I'd be like a keys part,
Yeah.
and then the melody and the lyrics, but like all of my attention was undivided on the melody and the lyrics.
Yeah.
And like as people were jamming, whatever the song was, or someone would come with an idea and be jamming, I could just think about the narrative and like how the song's gonna go and like how this is gonna fit. But then because I'd made everything up until that point, there was like almost too much to think about when I was fitting the melody and the lyrics. So I often have like quite florid, verbose, wordy lyrics, and it doesn't work with a lot of my production because it's very layered and bitty, and it's just too information overload basically. So I've had to kind of dial back on the different elements, and I think it's like shaped my lyric writing, and my approach to lyrics. I think I don't want to say it's taken a back seat, but I think my approach has definitely changed. Like I used to write a lot of poetry. I still do every now and then, but like take the poetry to a song and then use it. And sometimes I still do that, but it's more like work on the song, see if you can come up with a melody and lyrics, and like don't worry if it's not right straight away.
Yeah, of course.
And just you can revise it and redo it basically. So I'm less precious now, which has taken a really long time to learn. Because, you know, I think words are so valuable as well if you've come up with them yourself. And I think this first ever Bellamoth rehearsal, I remember I was like so nervous because it's the first time I'd journaled since I was like 10. I actually found a journal from when I was like, I want to say like 5 or 6 the other day.
Oh, right, okay.
And it was my holiday. I went to Jamaica with my family to visit my Jamaican family, and it was just hilarious. Like all just one sentence. Everything was just one sentence, and it was just like, we're on the plane now. My Uncle Peter told me to chew a chewing gum, so I'm chewing a chewing gum. The plane is like a big mechanical snake. It's like, right, bit of metaphor in there already. Like, and just all this stuff, and I absolutely I was like talking about my sister and my brother, and just like they're just running around being silly. I'm doing this, and like just being a little kid basically. But it was mad that I found it. I thought it was really funny, but it shows kind of I've always documented things or written, and writing has always been really important to me, and I think cathartic. So, you know, I'll have like a book for every 6 months or so, and then get through it and move on.
Nice. Hold on to them all.
I do. Sure. Yeah. I really have. It's a lot of angsty 18-year-old stuff.
Yeah.
But some of it I'll read and I'll be like, yeah, this is fire, you know, like. But I never shared any of it, even when I was in a band when I was younger, because I was just too scared. But now I'm just, because I'm making the music, it's like safe space. I'm making the safe space. So, yeah.
Awesome.
The journal thing's interesting. Is that something that your parents encouraged you to do, or is that something you just picked up doing yourself?
I don't know. I think they encouraged me to learn. I was a proper nerdy kid, so I mean, I'm still a massive nerd. I don't think you lose that, but they're like very, very good at teaching me about anything I wanted to learn about, because I had a lot of questions, I think, when I was younger. But yeah, I think I always had notebooks as well, so I'm assuming that they got me the notebooks. But I think it was pretty like innate need to document or like come up with stuff basically. I remember I tried to write an autobiography when I was like 8, like my extraordinary life, and then
story.
Did like one page and then forgot about it. It's like I really want to find that, because it's like,
please do.
Yeah, it's just be amazing. But like the goal of an 8-year-old to be like, right, my memoir starts now. Like
it's happening.
But no, the journals are funny, but it's a nice memento of the time in your life as well.
So when you said like you had started writing 2 years ago, like as in started like showing to people, or
no.
Okay.
No. So I had Logic on my computer for like the whole of uni and didn't touch it, like literally did not touch it. I was too busy trying to learn how to sing, which I still am a bit, to be honest. But I'm not glad that I didn't, but it, you know, I don't think there's any rush with like your first creation. I think like you can't be led there. I think you need to go there yourself. So I first started like very, very rough Logic stuff, and then like Skittles kindly donated me a synthesizer after a night out, so that was like my first synth. Nice. Hopefully he won't ask for it back because I literally used it a lot. So yeah, big up Skittles, thank you very much for that. And yeah, that was like kind of the start of it, and I accidentally bought just one left monitor online. I thought I'd built two, but it was one massive one. So my setup at my parents' house was like a Yamaha keyboard, like weighted keys, Skittles' microcorg, and one monitor, just like the left-hand side. So if I panned anything in the like project file, I'd be like, "Oh my god, it's gone!" And be like, "No, it's just I've got one monitor." Right. So it was kind of hilarious, to be honest. And then it just kind of started from there. And like Sad Chord was the first thing I wrote, pretty much. I wrote some other weird textural things as well on the loop pedal, but not songs, just kind of ideas. But Sad Chord was the first guy.
And the just in terms of starting to write, was it, how conscious was that decision, or was it more like you just sort of found yourself needing to put it out there?
I think it was like, it felt like time, but it also like I got asked to go to Australia with the Nika project, which was like this myth show that we've been doing. Phoebe Might Be was in it as well, and loads of other like RNCM people. But I don't know, it was a kind of weird. I thought it was a great show, but like we were like dressed as Hitler Youth girls, which was like a bit weird. But it was a really cool show, but that was a bit weird. And then they never really like explained like you're gonna be in like Hitler Youth costumes. So that paired with the fact I was like, oh, I feel like I want to write music now, and I said no to the Nika project thing to go to Australia because I was like, this is like October of like 2019. I was like, I really want to just focus on myself and give myself enough time to like make mistakes, and this month I can just want to create. And I'm really glad I decided not to go, and I made like loads of tunes that month, and that was kind of the beginning.
Sweet, man.
Yeah.
Exciting time.
Yeah, I see.
That's cool. Yeah. I was gonna ask you about. I always find it really interesting people's like parents' influence on their sort of their journey. That was music a big thing in your house growing up?
So neither of my parents play instruments. My dad plays a bit of guitar. Like he likes learning tunes. But they didn't they didn't know any instruments.
Yeah.
But my dad is like so into music. Like he's got like thousands of CDs and hundreds of records, and there was always music in the house. Like my mum loves music as well. Like they love going to gigs. Like music is a really important part of their life. My mum's Irish as well. She like loves folk music, and I think there was always music on in the house, and always like the respect, especially for like soul, reggae, like that kind of blues music, like rebel music. Basically, there was a deep respect instilled in me from an early age. I think kind of you just learn it from whoever you're listening to music with, and I love, like, my dad would teach me about the music as well, but like not like this, you're going to learn about this now. It was all very natural, I think, and like not forced at all. So really, really nice, and I'm so grateful to them for that, because I think it's like the best education you can give your child is by listening to as much different music as possible. And there's only a few genres that I would say they're not into. Like everything else was covered. So I think from a very young age I knew a lot of music, and as I kind of the teenage years and stuff, like got into it, like it was all just there for me to listen to, which was amazing. And they always paid for music lessons, and so like learned piano since I was 6. Flute. I played cornet for a very short amount of time. I got banned.
What?
Because it was too loud. But that's why I...
By your parents?
Yeah.
I thought you meant by the teacher.
Yeah, I was like, no, too loud.
That would be so funny. No, but I love playing cornet, but to be fair, an 8-year-old learning cornet, and if you've got a full-time teaching job, I'd be like, kid, why not play this flute? It's just less abrasive. And then I did a lot of classical singing.
Cool.
Yeah,
okay.
But so when I was like 14 or a bit younger, maybe like 13, auditioned for the Hello Youth Choir, didn't get in, got into the training choir, which is like the one below the youth choir. It's not like the proper choir, but it kind of trains you up, like if you need help, like sight reading or blend or whatever it is. But like that totally, like, I got the bug for choral classical music, and it's like really nerdy, but it's like if you're singing with like 80 young voices in a cathedral, you're doing like De Rufflé's Requiem. Oh my God. It's like, I'm not particularly religious. I'd say I'm like agnostic, but that was like, it's fully like, okay, these Catholics got something
going on.
This makes sense. Like, it is totally like holy. It's completely holy. And, you know, I got into the youth choir like a year or two later, and that's like the proper one. We had this amazing conductor called Richard Wilberforce, and he was just like so passionate about choral music, and he had this amazing voice. He has this amazing voice, and he's like can sing like as high as any of the sops. And he'd like sing, we'd be like, yeah, it's sick. And we like went to Paris and like toured Paris. But you know, it was all like quite like different people that I'd been around before. So a lot of people coming from Cheshire and stuff. So I was kind of like, yo, like Charlton, how's it going, everyone? Like kind of like the kooky one in the choir. But you know, I made some amazing friends in that choir, and really cherish those memories. And it like opened my like mind to classical music more, because I did classical flute and piano, but it's just different. And then, you know, really like being in a choir that big, like your ear becomes so well trained.
Yeah, of course.
Because you're just like surrounded by people who are like amazing musicians. But yeah, really big up the Halle.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, totally. And classical music as well.
Yes, big up, totally.
We saw Watchers 8 at our friend's wedding.
Really?
A couple of days ago. And oh my
Tingles.
God. Yeah, it's just like in a church as well. So just like killer reverb for days.
So
and
good.
yeah, but like me and Brad, obviously not supposed to like, you know, you're supposed to play it cool and stuff when you're in church, but me and Brad were just going like, like they would just hit these chords and
awesome notes.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, totally. So that, like, because our friend Els was in Watchers 8 for a while, so I kind of got used to just watching their videos just because like she was showing them and stuff. I got really into it as well.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear my embarrassing story of the week?
Oh God! Yes.
Go on, George. So what do you got for us?
So I was also watching this wedding. I wasn't invited. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Oh, you're not bitter, are you?
No, I don't give a shit. Happy fucking wedding, Barney. Jesus. No, but I kid. But the thing that I found embarrassing was I was talking to you about it, or someone. I can't remember who it was. And I was like, yeah, it was lovely. And like Vos's 8 played there as well.
Oh, sure.
And honestly, I've been calling them Vos's 8 literally since I found out that that they were a thing.
Vos's. What do you think Vos's was?
I had no idea. I didn't know what it was to begin with.
I thought
it was just a funny way of saying voices.
The number of Vos's.
The Vos's over there.
Who's going to tell me got a typo in their name? Like,
that is. Well, you didn't say that to me, because if you said that to me, I would have absolutely riddled you. So
I think it might have been James, you know.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Awful. That's good stuff, man.
That's terrible, man.
I used to call cream eggs creme eggs.
That's not that bad.
No. Delicious.
It's not quite Vos's.
I feel like cream eggs split the room, actually.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Too sickly.
Doesn't do it for me.
You can't hack the fondant.
No.
That's fine. I've got an extremely sweet tooth.
It's too much. You know, when like something's so sugary, it kind of like, I don't know, it kind of fizzles in the back of your head.
You're just weak.
Yeah, I'm not. Clearly, I'm just not. What about you?
I've got a really sweet tooth. Like, I love cheesecake as much as the next one. Okay, let's face it. But not cream eggs.
Okay,
I think Kit Kat Chunky Easter egg. My mum tries.
What happened to Kit Kat Chunky? Are they still around?
They should be.
I've not seen a Kit Kat Chunky in a while.
Okay.
The peanut butter ones were.
I quite like did they have the orange ones or something?
Maybe.
Let's have a look.
Yeah. George, can you pull it up?
Kit Kat Chunky.
Kit Kat Chunkies, please. The different flavours.
Vos's 8.
I'm regretting saying that already.
Well, this is, you know, it's internet history now, George.
That's so funny.
People will look back on this moment. There's definitely going to be a YouTube clip as well. We'll tag Vos's 8 in there as well.
You wish. I edit the clips.
You're not getting out of it
You
that
are the
easy,
master.
man. What we got there, George? We got to do.
Yeah, we got a few. What do you want flavors or
Well,
where
I
to
just
buy
wanted
them?
to, yeah,
Still
just to
exist.
remember.
Yeah, I mean,
around.
hang on.
Is this like this is the new?
I mean, I got
range?
like these are just like you got Kokiko kick.
It's back. It's back. So
That's on
it
camera
went
4.
away.
There we go.
There we go.
So we got like Kokido Kick Out Chunky over
Oh,
here.
that's a lot more wild than I remember
Mint.
it being.
I remember there's some really crazy flavors
I don't know about mint.
in Japan. Let me have a
No.
little look because there's some really wild ones over
Maybe
there.
in Japan.
Yeah. I was gonna say. So obviously your parents were, great at throwing different music and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you remember a point where you kind of started picking out your own things, or do you know what I mean? Like you garnering your own sort of
Yeah.
identity and stuff. And
Yeah.
what sort of stuff?
Probably
that?
like high school, kind of year 7, year 8, probably like 12, 13.
Yeah.
And I got Spotify, and I just thought it was the best thing ever. Now I know it's evil
It's
Totally
and
evil.
terrible.
But listen to the podcast on Spotify.
But yeah, I made like a 10,000 song playlist called Chill.
Whoa.
It started off
Oh my
as like
God.
a chilled playlist, and then eventually it anything I heard that I liked, I'd go and find the album, find the artist, get their entire discography,
Yeah.
put it on the playlist, and then put it on shuffle.
Nice.
So that was like how I found music. And I listened to XFM. It's Radio X now, but it was XFM. And there used to be this show called like Tim and Jim in the Morning, which was great. And that's where I first heard like the late night show. John Kennedy had a show as well. And that's first time I heard like Keaton Henson
Yeah.
and like everything. I heard Photoshop Handsome on the radio, and I was like, what is this amazing thing? And like I used to steal my dad's CDs and listen to them while I was getting ready, like a lot of Kanye West and like Radiohead and stuff. So that's why I really, really know albums. Like if there's an album that I like, I will know it properly inside out. And then,
Yeah.
but there's like some patches in my listening. So like if my dad didn't have the CD, I wouldn't have known it until I like kind of found it. Which didn't happen a lot, but like certain like Bjork, for example, like I love Bjork, but there was no CD, so I like discovered her late, but it was a great late discovery.
Yeah.
But yeah, lots of music channels on the TV as well.
Yeah.
Love that stuff.
Yeah, man. What was the TV? I remember there's Scuzz TV,
Yeah.
which was like.
Scott,
Yeah.
Do you remember
so
that?
I liked a bit of metal.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
on the down
yeah.
there, I was never in the scene, but I
Right.
did listen to it. I really liked like I had really like Pendulum and like
Mm.
Enter Shikari were like okay. I never really got Enter Shikari.
I got quite into that. I hated them, and then I got into. Do you know what I mean?
Really?
Because my friends were like sort of force feeding me.
Yeah, I liked Linkin Park a bit as well.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, no, there's some good bands out there, man. Yeah, I just as soon as I could go to gigs as well, like was like there. Like, I went to Parklife when I was like 14.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was like Two Door Cinema Club, Mystery Jets, and like Dizzy Rascal were headlining.
Oh
It was
yeah,
like
man.
2012, crazy. And like used to go to the what are they called? The Enemy. Like they used to do tours. Like one of them was like Magnetic Man, everything, the Vaccines, and like one other band. I can't remember what band it was. And like one was like Two Door Cinema Club, and like just like Block Party was one, I think. And it's just like these tours. It's great, so good, and like just mosh. No, you don't need to drink. Like you just go and like. I used to love getting in the pits.
Yeah.
It's like tiny 13-year-old, 14-year-old girl like yeah. Yeah, it's good times.
There's a respectful places though, mosh pits.
Yes,
like,
they-
you know,
yeah.
it's all crazy till a guy falls over and then there's like.
Well,
six
this
guys
is it,
getting
and then
up.
everyone gets. But to be honest, the craziest crowd I've been in, which is really weird, was the Kooks.
What?
Yeah. So I think like there's at metal gig, I've been to a couple like little, you know, kind of more metal-y side gigs, and there's like a respect, there's like a code of conduct,
Yeah.
and like if someone falls over, you pick them up. There's this kind of respect of people's space, even though like you mosh, but like you mosh right. But at the Kooks, it was at Leeds Festival, so all these indie kids,
Yeah, trying to mosh.
really drunk guys who were like no sense of like who is around me right now, no sense of like it was just like I'm gonna like run into the, and people were getting hurt like, and it was like, do you want to go to the seaside? Like I was like, this should not be happening. Luke does not want this. Like, but yeah, that was a watershed moment. It was interesting.
I just got reminded then of like one of the first gigs I went to was Funeral for a Friend.
Yeah.
Which was in the Isle of Man. They came over played. It was the first gig I went to on my own. I distinctly remember everyone was like moshing and stuff. And then someone did a shit in the middle of the floor. I'm not even joking. And the
What,
place,
like you saw them do it? Or
well,
it just
I
appeared?
think the aroma, and then the sort, like the crowd started to. And I was like, I can't believe it. I was
That's
like,
horrific.
does this normally happen at gigs? I just remembered then.
What
So-
happened?
That is horrific.
I just remember there just being this turd in the middle, and then just a very wide berth of people around it.
That's literally horrific. That is so bad. My brother works at TK Maxx and he found a poo in the dressing room. Bless him. He's got like PTSD from it. We can't bring it up. It's like, yeah, that was not a good day at the office.
No.
Load of crap, innit?
Oh, George. George. For goodness sake. So what was the first gig that you went to? Do you remember?
Leona Lewis at the MEN.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, that was it was actually great.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
a great singer, man.
Also, like, people forget how big X Factor was when we were kids. Like, it was massive.
Yeah.
Like, it was just took over. Like, we used to watch as a family. You do the call up, like, vote thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's seriously lost the pizzazz now. But when it, like, those kind of early noughties X Factors, that was a big things.
Totally.
Yeah.
There's a new one, isn't there? Like is it
A
like
new-
Let Me See Your Voice? Is that what it's called?
Ugh, God, I don't know. That
Oof.
sounds really weird.
Yeah, I think it's like
Let me
BBC.
see your voice.
I think, or maybe it's just, I don't know. Maybe that's just like.
I'm not sure.
Is it
but
still the
you
voice?
still get the.
It confuses me.
If you're gigging and like someone's there, they're like, why don't you go on X Factor? Why don't you go on Britain's Got Talent?
no.
It's like, because I don't want to be ate up and spat out by the corporate machine. That's why, lady. But you're not going to say that to Janet in the pub. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
she's just trying to be nice.
Poor
So
Janet.
Of course.
don't bring Janet into this.
If only she knew.
She's done nothing wrong.
And Britain's Got Talent, all that stuff, like they pretty much, they say like, this is how much we're going to pay you. You're going to get into the semi-finals.
Yeah.
And then you're not going to make it through.
No, it sounds.
And
sounds
we're going
bad.
to call you this as well. And here's your sub story.
Ugh,
So
yeah.
you're doing it for your grandma.
It's
And, it's crazy,
not,
isn't it?
It's not good. Yeah.
No.
It's I used to like have this kind of fantasy of like infiltrating the system on X Factor and like getting really far and then like being like, it's a hoax. like live on the live final or
Yeah, but
something.
then you'd get dragged off stage.
Yeah.
By
But
Simon
Shit.
Cowell.
obviously I didn't do that, yeah.
Simon's just chasing you out.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, maybe one day.
One
they
day.
won't now they've seen this. They
No,
know.
you've ruined it now.
No.
You've ruined the surprise.
Yeah, they're onto me.
Yeah.
The bad auditions are great though as well. Have you seen like the compilations of like worst auditions?
I know, but like it is hilarious. I did it as a quiz show, Zoom quiz show thingy. Like it was the top comment on the YouTube video of like famous X Factor auditions.
Oh, nice. Right. Okay.
So I did that, but like rewatching all of them, I was just, oh god, they really just did take advantage of people with severe mental health issues.
Yeah.
That was the
that's
business
not as
model.
great. Yeah.
That's the business model. But Ant
Brutal.
and Seb, big up Ant and Seb. They are amazing. You know,
Which one was on?
two Welsh brothers who did Mysterious Girl. Whoa, mysterious girl. Come on, move your body.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I do remember that.
I love Ant and Seb. If Ant and Seb went on tour, I would like go to that. 100%.
I wonder if they're still kicking.
Who
You know what
knows,
I mean?
man?
They probably made something out of it.
I hope
would
so.
think,
They've got
on
my
this
vote
version.
anyway. I love those guys. Wholesome.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Big
they
up.
are. Ant and Sab. Go on, zoom in, George.
Oh,
Let's
look at
see
that
them all in their glory.
yellow polo.
Well,
Jeez,
I
look at the
do,
quality
but-
from that picture as well.
Wow.
Those are the days.
Mm.
Come on,
Simpler
Simon. He's the really good Simon.
Oh man.
Yeah,
What-
good times.
what
Simpler
was-
times.
Yeah, but simpler times, man. And then they all went to shit somewhere along the road.
Oh yeah.
Matt, what was your first gig? I don't know if ever. That's
That's a really good question. It depends on the size. I get
First
probably
don't-
first like massive band I saw was probably Linkin Park. supported by Biffy
Nice.
Clyro, who were
like
unknown
good,
at the time.
Good Biffy.
Good Biffy, yeah.
Oh,
Although I
man.
hated it because it wasn't heavy enough. At that point,
Really?
yeah, I was
That's
writing
so
hard my
funny.
metal face.
Who are these guys?
Yeah, I know.
These guys suck.
Yeah.
I love early Biffy. I think it's great.
Yeah, I do now, totally. Linkin Park were pretty awesome as well at the time.
Yeah, man.
What about you?
I was feeling for a friend.
of course,
I
yeah.
think.
Yeah.
The poo gig.
The
Um,
poo
but
gig.
yeah.
That is actually horrific.
I know. I feel really sorry for whoever did the action. You know, they might not have been
Yeah.
feeling particularly well.
Yeah.
What's the first album you ever bought for yourself?
I think it was. That's a really good question. I know one that was bought for me, but one that was bought. I'll say both. I think the first one I bought for myself was probably Gorillaz Plastic Beach on CD. And then I got a Valentine's present from my then Valentine. In year 9, pretty racy stuff. White Lies debut album, which was
Okay.
amazing. I loved that band. I was obsessed with them. But listening back, they do rip off Joy Division a lot. But so did Interpol. And what's that other band that rip off Joy Division? What are they called? You know them.
I don't. to be honest.
Ponytail.
I don't know. I've
Ponytail.
never
Or
really.
Formaldehyde. Or like whatever. Smokers Outside Hospital Doors.
No.
No idea.
Search that into the Google.
Go on. What's George need to look for?
Computer.
Computer man.
Yeah, what's
Smokers
the name
Outside
of it?
Hospital Doors. I mean, that might be on Interpol. There's another one other than Interpol, though. But yeah, it's just like the deep voice,
Yeah.
Right.
the bass that sounds
Editors.
like a... Editors.
Oh, I
Yeah.
have heard of that.
Great
No.
bands.
Yeah.
Great bands, though. They're all great bands.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah, I never really listened to Joy Division. I feel like.
What?
Yeah.
I know.
I know.
I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Where does one begin in the Joy
It's
Division
kind
journey?
of the start. Begin at the start. And
Finish at
give
the
yourself
end.
a bit of time. Walk around Manchester.
Yeah.
With a bit
Give
of Joy
yourself
Division.
The full experience.
the sights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seminal band, man. Great band. Yeah. New Order as well. Big up. The guys. The crew.
The boy.
They
The
did
boys.
Bizarre Love Triangle
Yes.
tune.
Yeah, I played that with them. Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Did
It's
the
a
tour.
that thing.
Kind of a big deal.
They're biggie. Yeah, me and the guys. Yeah.
Wait, were you playing like synth?
So yeah, I was in
Yeah.
the 12-piece synth orchestra, and then when
Yeah,
they took
yeah.
it to Europe, I got to do backing vocals as well. 'Cause they,
sweet.
like, it was so cool.
That's really
I think that will always be like the highlight of my career. I peaked too early.
cool.
Honestly, like when I don't bring it out a lot because I think you know you don't want to. You try not to show off loads, but it is mental.
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
become
That
jaded
is-
and be
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah.
that thing that I did, like literally every single day. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm doing this right now. Like we were all that was like so good. It was like a load of 18, 19, 20-year-olds like on a plane. It's a €50 PD. You're playing with New Order tonight. Like what?
Yeah. That's insane.
It was so sick.
And were you all like in like
Pods.
Yeah, little pod
This,
things,
yeah.
this visual artist called Liam Gillick like designed them, and the light show and the arrangements and where we were all lined up with like these like mad Venetian blind light contraptions that open and close, so like they'd reflect the light differently and like you could see us or you could not. Yeah, it was sick.
Nice.
Really, really cool.
That sounds amazing.
Very interesting.
How long were the shows each night?
Oh god, great question. I think like an hour and a half or like an hour. I think it's just one
Yeah.
set. I've still got the set list somewhere in my room.
Cool.
Yeah.
And how was the synth orchestra like arranged? Was it an awful lot of like kind of 2-finger funk thing going
It
on?
was like a lot of monophonic. Well,
Ding, ding,
it
ding, ding.
depended on our. I think it was like ability. Like so, like do you know Aaron Breeze?
Yeah.
It's like absolute
yeah.
wizard.
Okay.
So there was like the lead synth player called Dave, Dave Marrick, who's like this amazing keys player, synthesizer man, producer. He's just great. So he was like leading and he had like all the crazy lines because all of it's all like automated. Do you know what I mean? It's all like literally programmed
right?
on the tracks. So they had to remake the synth sounds and score it out. Like Joe Didell scored it all out. So Aaron Breeze was on the crazy stuff. Some people were on some like chords and stuff, but most of what I had was like okay to play, and we had the music in front of us as well. But it was like, yeah, it was great. It was really cool, and like often like it was symmetrical, like the parts, but you'd be on like
Yeah.
a different
Right.
sound. But yeah, it was really cool like show to be part of because I think it was like kind of new for everyone. as well.
Right, yeah.
Totally.
Do you have a picture of it there, George? Yeah. Where's it gone? Oh, we can see Ellen. Whoa!
Welcome to
Oh,
the
that's
Matrix.
it.
Apologies, wrong time.
Okay.
I picked the blue pill.
That's awesome.
That's me.
Yeah.
Nice.
Bottom left,
That's
me and
so
Anna
cool.
Disley Simpson rotate on rotation. Big up synth box number 7.
Oh man, that's so cool.
It was so cool. Yeah, we made like a uncut documentary as well because they made a documentary for Sky called Decades, and we were like, we'll make our own documentary. So I've still got loads of like phone footage of all of us in like Europe just absolutely trashed, and like we're like doing interview questions, and yeah, it's really funny. It's really really good.
Did it ever get?
No, I am gonna do it.
Yeah, it's your
it's
task.
all on my laptop.
Right.
so
Okay.
Cool.
I will do it eventually. I think if I edit it well, it'll just be beautiful as well, and maybe I can sell it to like New Order fans as well. But
Wow.
it's yeah, when everything goes to pot, I'll be
fall back on that.
it'll be me outside New Order gigs. Like, I used to play with these guys, when I was like really young. You know, CD uncut documentary footage. That'll be me. Yeah, that's the backup.
Yeah.
It's a good plan.
I also need a plan B, man.
Yeah.
And that's a good one.
Anna C D E F G H I J K L M N P.
Yes.
All the way. Just to pay.
Just a P.
Just
yeah.
a P is
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. After that, you're screwed.
Plan Q. Get in the bin.
You've gone too far.
Yeah,
with
no
Plan Q.
chance. No chance of Plan Q.
So, what's your plan with your
My
shizzle?
Plan Q.
Your plan Q with your
I
shizzle.
don't know. I need to. I think the plan is write more as much as you can,
Yeah.
as much as one can. Get the demos up to like a really nice standard, and then just see. Like, I just want to sit on it, and I don't want to just release something. I want to. There needs to be context, narrative, foresight, all of those things, all those great words. But yeah, we'll see. I'm just really enjoying gigging it, and I think it's going to inform my writing process. So, shout out to the band, Paige Kennedy and Joe Lookin.
Awesome
yeah,
band.
it's a
choice,
killer
Such a
by
good
the
band,
way.
right?
Jesus.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You picked well.
don't leave me. Yeah, Paige has been amazing on the production advice as well. They are really like they're an amazing artist. Very a lot going on in the brain and the understandings. Great guitarist as well. Big up.
Yeah.
Do they have any sort of input on the actual writing? Like, do they have like arrangement suggestions, or is it?
So it's more like part stuff. So like
Right.
Paige wrote the drums for Sad Chord.
Right. Okay.
Because I was like, I don't know what to do for drums, and the drums I had on were whack. They were so bad. It was like Logic Funk Boogie Kit.
Okay.
No.
It was like, these drums are hitting hard. I think producing drums is really hard,
It
and
is.
like
It is.
I'm just getting to grips with like layering my keyboards and my vocals at the moment. I think hopefully I'll be able to move on and kind of get each
Each bit.
element like good, or like to a standard that I'm happy with enough to take to a producer or an engineer or whatever. But yeah, Paige really helped me with that one. And then they laid on some guitar and another tune, like just party bits basically. But it helps so much to have like an outside opinion, because for ages I was just stuck with my songs, like listening to these demos over and over again, which is not healthy.
No, it's not.
You want the gratification as well, because it's like, oh my god, I finally wrote a really good song and I listened to it 10 million times and now I hate it.
Yeah.
Crap.
We've all been there.
I'm a bad one for that. The WeTransfer app on my phone, like out on my bike, like, yeah, this slaps. Then 10 days later I'm like, I'm never listening to that song again. It's crap. I hate it. But yeah, no, it's helps to have a little bit of outside perspective, I think, and they can be like, oh, why don't you do this? And I'll be like, oh my god, I've been losing sleep over this for ages, and you just put it in one sentence. You know, it's really good. But it feels nice to be just like mostly doing it on my own. It's very empowering, and it brings me great joy and makes me feel, strong.
Awesome.
Yes. Fucking awesome. Yeah. Well, I think it's time that we hear some
Yes.
yo music.
Oh, okay then. I guess we can do that.
Is there anything you want to tell the people at home before they listen to it?
Yeah, enjoy my husky voice because I had a weekend of gigs before this. But yeah, enjoy the synthesizers.
That's original. I like that.
That's it.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, Ellen came in earlier today and she performed some music with herself and the lovely Joe Lookin. She did 3 tracks for us. So have a little listen to that, see what you think. And we'll be back about 10-15 minutes to chat some more rubbish. See you in a bit.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Ellen Beth Abdi, and this is Sad Chord. And you thought you had offended me that day. I don't care anyway. Were my actions so flawed as I walked in that door, eyes closed, so shameless? Why waste this? You never say, come to me anytime. You know I've got fun for sale. Leave me in your pocket, I'll explode into your life like a tissue in a washing machine. This one is called Who This World Is Made For. Say get high with me, baby, but I don't smoke anymore. Say you'll play with me, maybe. Watch me withdraw. We could run away, baby, but the borders are closed. Got me wondering who this world is made for. Say get high with me, baby, but I don't smoke anymore. Say you'll play with me, maybe. Watch me withdraw. We could run away, baby, but the borders are closed. Got me wondering who this world is made for. Why should I be grateful? Shouldn't I have more than double figures in my bank account at this age? Was I spoiled before? Now life is feeling wrong. How much longer can we last without the affirmation of the stage? School kids going hungry, I knew the world was ugly, but Monarch, how you even hooked me? Put shit on the west coast, hit by what you don't know, picked it to your own and moved another goalpost. I'd say you get high with me, baby, but I don't smoke anymore. Stay up late with me, maybe. Watch me withdraw. We could run away, baby, but the borders are closed. Got me wondering who this world is made for. Not me, that's for sure. Who this world is made for. Wait for it to take you. Open up my life and all the things that look good on paper. Down yourself for want of water. Choke yourself like a thirst. Take the X and cross the naught off. Half a glass was empty first. Back in a second. Can I figure out today what I want the words to say? Building up that wall again. Silence is a worthless friend. You crave what you're running from. How does that work, baby? Look yourself in the eye before you start traveling time. You only got yourself to blame. Why did it play out so strange? Don't you miss that feeling? And you You make no mistakes. There's purpose in the plans you laid. Though when they play out too fast, you start first but finish last. You shame what you run into. How does that work, baby? Look yourself in the eye before you start traveling time. You're so much to say. Just take your time and stay with that feeling. And you won't let yourself be shown. Never lonely, not alone. Don't you miss that feeling? Oh, it's the same one from an old life. You can't find it in another time. Take your head down, kick your shoes off. They can't hurt you anymore. It's the same one in our new life. You can't find me in another time. Take your head down, kick your shoes off. They can't hurt you anymore.
Yeah. So where can people find stuff online?
Ellen Beth Abdi on Instagram, SoundCloud, Facebook, Twitter. Got Twitter last week as well, so in with the in crowd. Yeah, see you online, baby.
Lovely. Cheers. Awesome. 24 of the Kicking Back podcast. You just heard some music from our delightful guest today, Ellen Beth Abdi. Thank you very much for coming in and doing that.
Hey,
Ellen.
it's okay.
Did you enjoy playing in our massive studio?
Yes, your massive studio was great.
It's like a robot.
I enjoyed it. Enjoyment affirmative. Yeah, it was good. It was fun. It was really fun. It was nice to do the different band setup as well.
Yeah,
Sounds
definitely.
good. I really like hearing you totally sing your own music as well. Like,
Yeah.
'cause obviously, it's like 100% written with your voice in mind, and it just sounds so good. It's
Thank
such a good
you.
match. So,
Oh,
yeah.
really appreciate that. Yeah, no, because it's kind of the first time people are hearing all the stuff.
Sure.
So yeah, it's really exciting because you write a song in your room and you're like, this is really like the thing that I wrote, and then people are like, that was great, and you're like, oh my god, thanks. But yeah, it's like hand on heart appreciation. Yeah.
Oh, it's lovely. I mean, how many performances, like live things, have you done of this?
So I've done one live stream before this. So this makes 2 live streams and 1 gig.
Right.
So this is the 3rd ever thing.
Early doors, man. Early doors.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what the songs were about.
What the songs
Ellen.
are about. So Sad Chord, I don't know, it's kind of nonsense lyrics. But I was definitely addressing someone at some point because it starts with and you thought you had offended me that day. I just thought that was like a really nice statement to start a song with because it's like immediately so much context, but like not many words. And it's quite a sparse song, so I like the kind of ambiguous narrative. But yeah, the kind of the line in Sad Chord that's like, leave me on your pocket, I'll explode into your life like a tissue in the washing machine.
Yeah, I love that line.
Nice.
I love that line.
I
thought it
wrote
was really
that a
good.
while ago, and that was like in my book, in my journal.
Right, okay.
So if I'm looking for lyrics, I'll go back to the journal, and I was like, okay, washing machine line, you get to see the light of day, and it was either going to work or really not.
I think it works great.
Thank you, but I really like really stupid metaphors that like because I think they make your brain go in weird ways. It's like, what does that actually mean? And it doesn't matter because it's already made you think what does it mean? Which is like what I love about lyrics because they can paint a different picture for anyone who listens to them.
Definitely.
Because of the context that humans bring to listening to things.
I was thinking about that earlier, like just thinking about some lyrics I love and how much of a rich picture I had of what was going on just from like one sentence. And then I realized, hang on, like I've listened to the song loads and I'd presumed it's about this. I've pretty much got like a film reel in my head playing out as I listen to it. And it's like, he doesn't give me anything. Just the fact it's like a snowy day basically on a train. You know? And it's like, it's crazy, isn't it?
You fill in the blanks. It's a very human thing.
Totally.
So if you can kind of put out like a line for someone else to fill in, it's like that's what I try and do with the lyrics. I think make people think, but like not force them to think. It's like coax them into that world or whatever world they want to be in.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we love like the center of all this shit. Like when I get into the film stuff, I was reading a lot about like storytelling and stuff like that. There's such like a innate human thing for story. Do you know what I mean? Like we're so like driven by that thing.
Well, it's the only. What book was I reading? I think it's in *Sapiens*. It's like
great
fiction and story is the only thing that separates us from other living life, other beings. Because no other animal is capable of creating fiction or a narrative or a story. Like that's literally what it's like the essence of humanity. If we're gonna get deep.
Well,
but yeah, it's like stories are what keeps you going, and I think whether you're like happy or sad or anything, like stories are what brings you back to reality and by escaping from it, and finding something new.
Yeah,
definitely, man.
And it's beautiful doing that with lyrics, especially like you said, if you have a great lyricist who just knows how to point in the right direction by not singing like Joni Mitchell's amazing at that, obviously. And Bob Dylan. But as well with like instrumental music, and that's why I started listening to so much classical music because then, oh my god, your brain fills in the blanks because there's not even you might get like the title might allude to something if you're lucky, but apart from that,
it's so cool. I love listening to like there's the Concerto di Aranjuez. I'm like learning. I had like one Spanish lesson. I can't say.
I could tell.
Lo siento. Rodrigo is like this classical guitarist, Spanish composer, and that like concerto is like so good. I've got it on vinyl. Just like got it in a charity shop, and whenever I'm painting, I just paint for fun. Very occasionally. I did a lot in lockdown because it's like. Another thing to do, but totally. I always put that on, or like Bitches Brew, and it's like, like
whoa, you put Bitches Brew on?
Yeah, it's great.
Whoa.
It's
that's
great.
wild.
That's crazy.
It's
man.
cool. It's cool, man.
What are you painting?
I was just painting a like white page black.
Murder scenes.
No, it's great. I think it's really nice to like let your mind wander or not or whatever. Really, really cool.
Me and Marv always joked about that album. I just like picture like you've got the recording studio and there's like the big glass window. There's the mixing desk. And it's pitch black in the room.
Oh God!
And then every now and then when the Miles like goes, it's just like kind of
and then
it just disappears.
That's him like popping.
Yeah, it just disappears.
Like a cartoon villain, like just popping up.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah.
That's what I picture in my head.
And the engineer just terrified.
Yeah, he's like, just doesn't know what's going on.
I've also been like day 4 and like a mad bender and like.
Yeah.
I mean, it possibly was
Probably,
that as well. Yeah.
Most likely.
Who knows?
Guys. Yeah.
Ask George, Diamond Station George. He wrote an essay about it. So.
Really?
Did he?
Okay.
Yeah, I've read it. It's a great essay.
Cool.
Yeah, really good.
I thought you meant ask that George. I was like,
He's not wrote an essay about anything.
Have you, George?
Actually, I have written an essay about it.
What have you written an essay about, George?
I did
Kit
write a
Kat
thing
Chunkies.
on no, I did in Katie Chapman's lessons. God bless her.
Oh, what on
Bitches Brew?
She's
Yeah,
still alive.
Really?
yeah.
She's
I
still
did.
here, man.
Which is a weird coincidence because I was like, how the hell did you know I did that?
You wrote an essay about Bitches Brew as well.
Yeah, I did. That was one of my
Do we know a
things.
George that hasn't written an essay about Bitches Brew?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask around. I think. To be
Yeah.
honest, it's not a
Garside?
question that comes
Yeah.
up. I can imagine Garside kind of. Well,
I mean,
don't know,
I
actually.
feel like he probably has.
He's pretty.
He's probably thought about it a lot.
Yeah.
Big up George Garside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll
man.
see.
Man's a music encyclopedia.
He is.
It really is.
He is.
So you, Ellen, to be fair.
Thank you.
You guys are. I mean, the 2 years below us, as far as where I had lots of people like that who don't seem to ever stop listening to albums and
Yeah.
like constantly hungry for new artists.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm more like I'll find like 5 albums I love and listen to those on repeat.
Do you know what? I think my listening habits have changed. I listen to a lot of NTS radio, which like is great. But
And what's NTS?
NTS, it's like an independent radio station.
Right.
They've got 2 channels. There's like a really good breakfast show, like Charlie Bones. There's an amazing show with Zakia on Saturdays. Like just really, really eclectic. And you can turn it on. It could be any music.
Oh,
and like,
nice.
yeah, there's a really good jazz show called Martin's Darkest Light, and it's like people from all over the world. Would really recommend if you want to try find new music. NTS.
Totally. Sweet.
I'm gonna burp now.
That's okay.
That was a corker. Nice.
Can we edit that out? No, joking.
It's too late.
No,
you
edit
want to see
something.
the real me? This is it,
This
everyone.
is the real shit, man.
Yeah.
NTS radio. I'm gonna remember that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Song right.
We were talking about songwriting
Yeah,
at one point.
Well, yeah. What was the second song about?
Here this world is made for. That one. So that started with I stole a Stevie Wonder chord, and then the rest is history. No,
That is it.
and then like put it in a different key, and then just kind of like woke up thinking about a lyric.
Cool.
It was like I'd say get high with me baby but I don't smoke anymore, and the melody was there as well, and I was like, but I don't have a chord, so I like looked at my Stevie book, and the last song I've been learning was Ordinary Pain. I might get sued for this. I hope I don't. And it's like this really nice like chord, and I was like boom, and then just like made up the rest of it, and that's how that song went, and then it just happened in a day.
Sick.
And I had these like weird like standard drum beats on my laptop, and then I sent it to Joe, and he like redid the drums, and then I did the synth line, and like it's kind of, it was weird because I wrote it when I was in a really good mood, but it's definitely like a very reflective and probably a little bit like pessimistic song. I think it's kind of about like dissociating and about being just thinking about the world, but in a very removed way, and being like, am I here to make a difference, or am I just like existing, and like thinking about stuff that's going on, and whether things are ever gonna like be actually in your favor, not in like, oh poor me, but like just statistically, how much of a dent can you make in the world, and what are you actually striving to do, and not like, hopefully not in a futile way, but like in the kind of thought just before you give up. That's what that song is, I think.
Totally. Yeah.
Basically.
When
but you don't give up.
When did you write it?
I wrote it just before Christmas, actually.
Okay, so it was in like
lockdown vibes, yeah.
Cool.
But the lyric that's like bloodshed on the West Coast is about like the SARS stuff that's going on in Nigeria. Because it felt like that wasn't really getting much media attention. believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's another something else. But yeah, just kind of about like living with prejudice, but also living with extreme privilege, and like how you make amends for your privilege, and like you kind of take from the world if you've been prejudiced against, like you're embittered, and that kind of cycle. Yeah, basically, because everyone has a mixture of both. Yeah, in unequal amounts. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But I think about that a lot, because I think like I have a lot of privilege. I'm very like middle class and stuff, but you know, like light skinned mixed race person, so like still a person of colour, but definitely got privilege, light skin privilege, and kind of, so I can see it from both sides, kind of thing. Course, I think. Totally. But yeah, I think getting to tailspin with that stuff a lot, but I think it's important to, this is where the cathartic writing comes into play, and like I didn't think that song was going to be that song, like it just was that song, and it's almost like, I don't want to say like a rap, because I'm not a rapper at all. Like, I listen to a lot of rap, but like that flow is like almost like a trap flow, and like I like listening to trap like sometimes, but I'm not a trap rapper, and it just came out like that, and I was like, but that's not me, and it's like, but you wrote it, so just leave it, like, go with it, and like, because I'm kind of singing, I think it's fine, you know, it's not, I'm not trying to write trap or anything, but it's got like an element of something that exists in the same time as me, so you know, I think that's all it is. But yeah, that song was an interesting one. It kind of played out, and then like I left it for a while. That was one that I listened to too much. And then I added all the backing vocals at the end, and I was like, it doesn't need another section now. Like, it's just on a loop, because I think it adds to the like synth kind of is mispitched at the end. It's like kind of you're going off the wagon a bit, basically. But yeah, that was an interesting one to write.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Sick. I love that lyric at the end. Where do we go as the world turns?
Well, it's true.
Yeah,
you know,
I love that.
It's like that arrow theory, the like philosophical theory, I think, or like mathematical theory, that an arrow that is like bowed or shot is never actually moving, because at any one period in time it's stationary in the air. Yeah, totally. That was kind of where that lyric came from.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm
totally.
into Greek philosophy.
Oh, that's cool.
No,
that's
definitely. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Just the idea, like, to how's it going to hit the target? Because every single like movement it has to make, it has to get half as close as that and half as close as that. And it's like, you go, wait.
It is. I love maths for that. Like, you can get so existential with maths. It's like, it's just numbers. It's like, no, it's
Let's
not,
do
baby.
It. No.
Same in every language as well, totally. Which is so important. But yeah.
Nice.
Cool, but yeah, I totally get your thing about like making a difference, because that was a huge thing for me, and at times like feeling like I wasn't, or like wanting to do more.
I think music is a bit of a selfish choice.
In some ways as well. But also, like, even you just coming in and doing that set there, you don't know like how many people's days you're gonna like lighten up just by doing that.
That is true.
And like, if you can say music is a selfish choice, but imagine if everyone thought, "Oh shit, music's really selfish. I'm not going to."
Art is selfish.
Yeah, like if Sam Cooke was like, "I don't want to be selfish," you know. So it's like your gift to share with the world, isn't it? But
well, this is it. I think that's like the personal promise you make to yourself. Like, I nearly studied zoology, so that was like thinking the first couple of years in uni. That was like I was grappling with the kind of existential, like I could be like saving seals right now, or like, you know, doing some mad ecological conservation stuff, which was always the plan, and then I like last second changed to music, but I'm really glad I decided what I did. But there was a lot of like inner turmoil and like morality things.
I thought about zoology as well.
Really?
I was in year 6. That was my, when you have like the, what are you going to do with your life as a zoologist? Let's do it.
No, like, I got into like uni to do it, but turned down the offers to do music. And I don't regret it at all. I really don't. And I think there's still time as well. I don't think, that kind of respect for nature. I want to like bring it in to the, you know, because I think a lot of musicians are really into nature. Like, I think it's very much, you know, the hustle and bustle and the kind of break, the sanctuary of nature is like really needed to musicians. So yeah, watch this space.
Yeah.
Wow.
Get you all hugging trees and doing pentatonic scales in no time.
And music's it's not removed from nature either, is it?
All.
Like, too,
no,
it's absolutely cool.
Completely intrinsic.
And then like when you all like the kind of the symmetry in music, and then the symmetry in nature as well. And when you, the more you learn about all that, and you realize how closely entwined.
Yeah, it's crazy. All that Fibonacci stuff.
Yeah.
Mad.
Jeez. Yeah.
Mad.
I had a crazy thought the other day when I was meditating. I was like listening to all the sounds. Fuck you, man. I was listening to.
That's discrimination.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Why don't you meditate on it?
I will after this. It was a traumatic experience. I was listening to all the sound stuff outside, and I was like, and I started like listening to it as like a piece of music, but it's just like constant.
Like parts.
Yeah, and it's just like how it just constantly evolves. I was like, it's so similar to like when I'm listening to like, I don't know, some crazy like free music, and then I was like, ah.
Well, everything is technically in harmony. Do you know what I mean?
It's yeah. I love like the birds, like when they're singing out these sweet melodies.
Yeah,
like,
I'm really into bird watching.
Awesome arpeggios, and like, I'm just like,
I know, and
so
I do love how birds can reel those like beautiful, crazy arpeggios off,
sweet riffs
all day long. Like they wake up like, right, let's have some of this, and then, I can do and then you hear them
really
like,
good collared dove impression. Actually,
go on.
Wait, can you just give me a second and do that one more time? Just give me 2 seconds and then.
Are you going to find a coloured dove sound?
That's really good.
Yeah, that is definitely. Don't want to lead them on though, so you can't do it too much around them.
Right. That's a pigeon.
That's a pigeon.
that ain't no collared dove.
Collared.
Collared.
Like collared.
Oh, collared. I thought it was collard.
Yeah, that guy. Great guy. Look at him. Yeah, you go on the wiki page and they've got the bird song.
All right, could we just get that one more time?
Okay,
sure.
with the picture.
Let's see how it goes.
Right, go. Wow. It's like I'm there.
Yeah.
It's literally like I'm there.
Oh my God, I couldn't tell the difference.
Is that like a practice thing, or is it just one of those weird things?
Yeah, I think like I definitely learned how to do this. I know a lot of party. I got a lot of party jokes. You know.
Cool. Go on.
The kids love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're mad into animals, nature.
Big.
Okay. Right. What's your
animal?
Do you have a favourite animal?
For a long time, it was an ocelot.
Right.
I'm so sad I don't know what one of those is.
So it's like a really small kind of big cat. They live in like mountainous regions.
Kind of a little bit like a lynx.
Beautiful.
Kind of
it's more like a clouded leopard, but slightly smaller than a clouded leopard. Beautiful animals. Really, really like polar bears for a while.
Oh god.
Loves like reptiles and snakes. I just love too many of them to name.
So pick
really
one.
like. No, I can't pick one because that's not the point.
No,
Brad.
I'm saying to pick one. I'm not saying that you should pick one.
Not between my babies.
What would you say your spirit animal is?
Oh, I don't know. I think potentially some kind of bird because I'm always in a flap. No, I'm joking.
Get out.
I don't know, to be honest. I had a gecko for a while.
Cool.
Gecko.
She was a good gal.
What was she
Otterline.
Otterline. Beautiful name.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm actually getting her stuffed.
Okay.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, she's with my taxidermist friend who's figuring out how to preserve her body.
I thought you were just going to say my taxidermist, as in like you have your own taxidermist.
I mean, I kind of do.
Yeah,
Big up Stacey. She's also
nice.
a great DJ called the Taxidermist. She's like a taxidermist and a DJ, and just a top.
Does she ever like combine the two?
I don't know, but I think she should. Just like a menagerie of dead preserved animals, and like, she's a great DJ as well.
Good idea for a music video.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I actually nearly did a Bellamoth music video in a taxidermist studio. I'm really into it.
Yeah.
Taxidermy is actually a really, in England at least, is a very like ethical practice. So you can't kill animals to
be
make. They have to be like foraged or found. So it's like very. I think it's quite respectful, and I think it's just cool, and it goes back to like quite a lot of pagan practices as well, like hare's foot and bones and stuff. It's really interesting.
No, that's cool.
There's a lot of taboo around it for sure.
There is, and we're like, ew, dead animals. It's like you literally had a Burger King for breakfast.
Yeah, true, man. What do they actually like fill it with?
I don't know. So I think there's like a freezing technique where you can like freeze it, and everything, all the insides just like turn to dust. I think there's different different methods.
Maybe we should get her on. Is she from around? Where is she from?
She's from like Northumberland, I think, like Newcastle.
Maybe we should get her on.
Yeah, you should. I'll put you in touch.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Would you I'd love like a big taxidermy.
A live taxidermy. I think she does like.
One, that'd be
That
awesome.
would be crazy.
How long does it take? I guess it depends on the size.
Honestly, you're gonna have to ask the taxidermist.
Yeah. Okay. We'll get her on.
I think we should get her on, man.
Yeah.
I'd love to have a big taxidermy bear in the corner there.
I don't know about bears.
Yeah.
Well,
That's funny.
But I guess our biggest one would be a badger. We could have a taxidermy badger.
No, let's get one in from a different country. Like we can't, I think if we're gonna do it, let's do it big.
Okay.
I think
a small bear.
Then the Brexit.
That's gonna.
I couldn't get a taco last night because of Brexit.
Never mind a taxidermy.
No, I'm being really serious.
Where from?
South side, right?
Yeah.
You know they do the tacos, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Taco shells caught in a lorry. Brexit. They were stuck at the border.
God.
How crazy is that?
I feel like we all kind of forgot about Brexit, and now we're starting
I've got
to
my Irish
like.
passport now, baby.
Oh,
okay.
You jammy,
Top
jammy
of the
bastard.
morning. Let's go on the solo tour of Europe. Let's go and not have to pay for any of my instruments to go over the border. We're good. Yeah.
Nice.
So sorry. Sorry for being a Celt.
No, I mean you use it, man.
I really
I would
am.
if I could. For sure.
I think my lineage is just like Manchester.
Isle of Man.
No, I'm not from the Isle of Man.
I told you.
Nobody understands me.
The amount of people say that to me, I'm just like, it's not true, man. It's not true.
Okay. Well, you might have Irish lineage if you're from Manchester. You got that kind of Irish look, blue eyes, dark hair.
A lot of people say I've got like Italian kind of vibe, but I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Who knows?
Matt, have you got any sort of interesting heritage that get you out of this place?
It's not going to get me out of here. I'm half Scottish. My dad's Scottish.
Okay, yeah.
And that's a pretty interesting heritage.
Scotland's great.
Scotland's beautiful.
I've got a big love for Scotland.
The people are just generally super friendly.
Where in Scotland is your dad from?
Near Glasgow, a little place called Lark Hall.
Lovely. A lovely place.
Yeah.
Have you seen larks? Larks in the wild?
No.
They're amazing.
Okay.
They're literally incredible. Like you to get them on like fell sides and hills and stuff,
Cool.
and they just like shoot into the air and then they'll just hover and then and their lark's calls are very beautiful as well.
They are.
Vaughan
Cool.
Williams wrote the
Yeah.
Lark Ascending.
Yeah.
Big tune.
That's an absolute banger.
Absolute stone cold classic. Vaughan Williams Pond the Decks. Drop that.
When did the love for animals begin?
Oh God! From the day dot, I remember on my Christmas lists, at the top of every Christmas list, there was like a list of animals I want. It's like tarantula, lizard, snake, cat.
Yeah.
I eventually got a cat, but it got run over like 6 months after we got it.
Oh, brutal.
I was so sad.
Oh.
Also, I was really sad when Steve Irwin died. I cried, so I was like actually depressed.
I'm good. Yeah.
I hate when I see a meme about it. I get really angry. I'm like, you can't do Steve like that, man.
He was so
he was
nice
one of the
as well.
good guys.
Do you remember the movie?
Yeah. What movie?
The Steve Irwin movie.
There was a movie.
Yeah, did you not see the movie?
No.
No.
Oh yeah, it was
No.
great.
The Crocodile Hunter.
Yeah, I remember.
Croc Files. I remember that.
I was the same way as you guys. Like, I loved Steve Irwin, but I was on a holiday in Spain when it happened, and I had no idea. And I got back home, and my parents had to sit me down for it. Son. They're like, snooze.
No, I remember being like bedridden because I was so upset, and like my parents brought me like a bowl of chocolate, and like I remember being in bed like watching the new they let me go in their bed, and I was just like,
Oh.
because like that was my friend. Do you know what I mean? He was my friend. I would go
And
every
died.
morning. Like I watched Steve Irwin, and he was so friendly and crazy, and it was like this guy's actually friends with the animals. Like maybe I can be friends with animals one day. That was like the thing.
Yeah.
And it was like your first kind of concept of death. Unless like obviously people, someone around you's died. Like, yeah, that's it now. Do you know what I mean? It was really sad.
Totally.
Yeah, big up Steve Irwin.
I know.
Yeah, man.
Might have to write a song about Steve Irwin. You know,
Do it.
I wrote a poem about Anthony Bourdain.
Did you?
Yeah.
What in particular about Anthony Bourdain?
Just I knew that he was dead, but then I was like had an inkling that I'd be interested in like I love like food and cooking, and started watching his stuff over lockdown, and like just felt this like really big connection towards him, and I think it's because he's like really cynical, left leaning, but like not a twat. and like really like empathetic, but like realistic and very sarcastic, and like just does stuff. Like he's got no agenda. I think that, and that's like really refreshing from an American host of a show.
Yeah, yeah.
I think some of the people he goes to meet is a bit like, I'm a white guy in Thailand that's lived here for 10 years. It's like, okay, cool, great. That was weird. But do you know what I mean? But like, I love Anthony Bourdain. And I was like, oh, I think we could be friends. And then I was like quite drunk one night and I wrote a poem about it.
Oh. Are you going to read it out? Or?
I've not got it with me.
Okay,
do you like, do you do any like your poetry? Like, do you do read any of that stuff?
Write you down your poet. There's a word for that, but I can't remember. Literary poet.
So you're not a performance.
I'm not a performance poet. I did one spoken word night. I think it wasn't good.
Oh really? Oh.
It was so bad. I'd written like I'm like 18 years old. Like socialism's top of the agenda. Like, and it was just after the what is he called? Aylan, the little boy you washed up on the shores of Syria or like another country, and it was like all across the news. And I just remember being like, that's actually fucked. Like, it was horrible, and it was like news for a bit, and then it's like, yeah, that's Syria thing, and it's just like literally a 3-year-old boy's corpse was washed up on the side of a beach, and nothing. Like, I don't know. I just think. Yeah, government attitudes towards refugees are like, it's like horrific. Like so they've made like a sound bomb that's like meant to deter refugee boats.
Yeah,
they're putting more money into weaponized deterrence for people that are trying to come to the country than like, it's just horrific. Yeah. But anyway, this poem, it was like a rap, and it was like kind of about, it was like, what happened to the youth of this generation kind of vibe. Like, it was so bad, and like proper like, yeah, sick. And I went, it was like the Contact Theatre, and there was this like, open mic night, and I was like a bit drunk, and I couldn't remember the poem, so I wrote it all out. And then my friend Barry Black was there as well, and I was like, oh, Jarrell, like, I think I'm going to do the poem. He's like, okay, yeah, you should do it. And I don't know if he actually, but I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it, like, big myself up. And then I did it, and it was just like, just flopped, man. It flopped so hard. And then I came off, I was like, I shouldn't have done that. And I was like, went up to Jarrell, and I was like, oh, how did it go? He's like, I think you got more caught up in reading the poem out than the poem. And I was like, okay, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe it's just stick to singing and writing words down. And like, you'd have to, the poems don't have to go anywhere. They can just be for you. And like, yeah. So that was my first and last spoken word night.
But no, not necessarily last. And one bad experience doesn't mean anything either.
I know, but
That's true.
Yeah, we'll see.
The say, I love the saying.
So good.
That's so good. Man.
Yeah, I want to go to the next one. I've still not been, but great idea. So many incredible wordsmiths in Manchester.
Yeah.
I think like, so underrated as well. Like, so many young people, get them a platform. That's what Skittles is doing. Yeah, it's great. Big up saying.
Absolutely,
big up Skittles.
Man. Yeah. Even like just, I remember they did this one at the Naya, and like just these like people would come up like this. Like, I remember this one like really fucking old dude.
Yeah.
Like he could like barely walk and stuff. I was like, oh great, here we fucking go.
Yeah.
They came up, and I was just absolutely blown away. I was just like I couldn't believe it. I was just it's such a inspiring event
because I'm like so many walks of life. Like,
absolutely. Like, it's like really, really inspiring. I was just like, and it's not something I would ever have gone to before. Do you know what I mean? I was just there because I was working, and I was like, fuck, man, this is really cool.
No, that's great.
Yeah, it's a great thing. You guys go and check that shit out. It's good. It's good.
Do you guys want to hear embarrassing story number 2?
Bloody hell, there's more, George.
Well, I know Jarrell. I played in his band for a bit.
You don't have to say his name.
Well, this is the thing. I first met him as Barry Black, and which is his stage name, isn't it? So it's like, hey, Barry, how's it going, man? Mr. Black. It's a weird thing to do. You've got to like learn their first name, and I learned like his name from like second hand, and I thought it was Gerald.
Oh
no!
So like really really cool
Gerald.
guy, like awesome guy, like lovely bloke, and I was like, yo Gerald, what's going on, man? Yeah, cool Gerald, whatever you fancy. He's never brought it up.
What? He didn't even say at the time?
I'm sure he remembers.
Well, I'm sure he does as well.
Next time you see him, Ellen, can you find out for us if he remembers that?
Jesus Christ.
Remember that guy called Gerald?
What, George? Yeah, I remember that guy.
Oh, I think I've still got him saved on my phone as Gerald.
Oh, man.
George.
Jerry Black.
Jerry Black.
Big up Barry Black. Go check out his stuff.
Yeah,
Amazing
man.
artist.
He's great.
From Maya album. So good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. A great singing voice as well. Not people know that.
Really?
Beautiful
I've
voice.
not heard him sing.
Yeah, well, just phone Gerald up and ask him to sing a couple
George's got
notes.
his number. He'll sort it out.
Wow, that's amazing.
Holy fuck, man.
Gerald.
Right. Should we call it there?
Oh, I think, it's a nice little...
That's a good little...
I'm not being funny. We cannot leave it on my Gerald story.
Yes, no, I think we can. I think we
we're gonna have to
absolutely
now,
can, man.
Sorry, George.
Sorry, George.
Unless you got another one.
I've got so many you wouldn't.
No, it's
But I'm
all right.
saving them.
The podcast will just become about that.
I've cringed enough tonight.
Yeah.
Okay,
You did
spare
great.
me, please.
You did great, George. Well done, man. Right, Ellen, I've got one more question to ask
please.
for you before we wrap this bad boy up.
Okay.
If you could sum this podcast up in 3 words, what would it be? Don't think about it too much. Just do it.
Gerald. Steve. Blue.
Nice.
Okay, nice.
Matthew.
I'm going to go versus 8 animals. With a comma in between.
Versus 8, comma, animal. Yeah. I'm going to go undulating,
Nice.
poetry, Ellen. But that was a crap last one. I went
Undulating
on
poetry, Ellen.
Ellen.
I might rename my act that.
Do it, man. You
And
can have
also,
that for free.
we've done a few of those ones now, so it's getting quite hard to...
Yeah,
keep it fresh,
I
you know.
feel like I'm not necessarily happy with mine, but you gotta
You just
respect
got to go.
respect the subconscious.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
man. Absolutely.
Respect the
Yeah, there we
subconscious.
go. Much better.
There you go. I redo it.
Ellen, do you want to tell people at home one last time where they can find your stuff online?
Ellen Beth Abdi, ELLENBETHABDI. All the socials. I got Twitter last week.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, check me out, baby.
Awesome. And remember that Ellen's session is going to be coming out on Friday. So subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. It's going to be coming out on there. Check out Ellen's music. It's going to be some exciting stuff happening. Next week we have the Deep Blue on, which I'm very excited about.
Beautiful
vocal,
harmonies.
yeah,
So beautiful.
luscious stuff. Yeah, so enjoy the rest of your week wherever you are, and we'll see you all next week. Goodbye. Thank you for listening. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast to catch up on new episodes. Thank you for listening. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast to catch up on new episodes every week. Also, check us out on our Facebook and Instagram at Rec Rooms, where you can find out about our other exciting music series. We also have this and all our other episodes of the podcast up on our Rec Rooms YouTube channel for your viewing pleasure. See you next time.